everyone, welcome once again. Friends, we are talking about managerial economics, and in the last video we started with a very important concept of price elasticity of demand. So let's continue the discussion and let's have some more new concepts together in this video. So friends, we are talking about price elasticity, and there we have seen what is price elasticity all about, and we have also seen how can price elasticity vary between 0, 1, greater than 1, less than 1. Okay, and friends, please note that price elasticity of demand is one of the elasticities, because demand is responding not just with price but with other factors also, like income, price of the substitutes. So we will study about the elasticity of demand in response to income later on, with respect to other goods, that is substitute or complementary goods, later on. But here we are talking about the price elasticity of demand, how demand is responding to the price. And there we have seen that the demand may be very responsive, and we call it greater than 1, E is greater than 1. Demand can be less responsive, we call it less than 1. Demand can be perfectly elastic, that means E is equal to 1. We call it unit elasticity or unitary elasticity. Demand can be highly inelastic, okay, we call it E is equals to 0. Or demand can be perfectly elastic, we can call it E is equals to infinity. So friends, let's now see that we have seen that elasticity can be equal to 0, elasticity can be equal to 1, elasticity can be greater than 1, elasticity can be less than 1, elasticity can be equal to infinity. So it is called unit elasticity. Sorry, this is called unit elasticity. Unit elasticity. Whereas this one is called inelastic. Inelastic. Demand is inelastic. We call it perfectly inelastic. Last time I told you already that it is not at all responsive. So we call it perfectly elastic. That is unit elastic. We call it elastic. We call it inelastic. Remember, what is elastic and perfectly inelastic is different. Perfectly inelastic is E is equals to 0. And perfect and elastic is E is greater than 1. E is less than 1 is inelastic. Okay. Whereas equal to infinity is perfectly elastic. Perfectly elastic. So friends, I hope there should not be any confusion here. So I am repeating once again. If E is equal to 1 means if price increases by some percentage, demand responds with the same percentage. So E is equal to 1, we call it unit elastic, or we call it unit elasticity, or we call it unitary elastic. If E is greater than 1 means if price responds by a certain proportion, demand changes by more than that proportion. So demand is very responsive. We call it E greater than 1. We call it elastic demand. If demand is less responsive, if price changes by some percentage, demand changes by less than that percentage, we call it the demand is inelastic. But if price is changing but demand is not at all responding, then we call it perfectly inelastic. And here, if demand goes on changing irrespective of the price, then we call it perfectly elastic. So friends, please refer to the last video, and we have seen there how we can draw it with the help of a demand curve, and we have also seen with one demand curve at different points in the demand curve how this elasticity varies. Today we will study how we can measure this elasticity. Okay friends, so let's start. So in this video today we will study two important methods of measuring elasticity of demand, and in the next video we will study two more methods of measuring elasticity of demand, price elasticity of demand. So methods of measuring elasticity. So we have got number 1, that is the percentage method. Percentage method. Next one is the point method. Point method. The third one is the expenditure method. Expenditure method. And the last one is our arc method. So friends, these are the 4 methods that we will see. But in this video, we will cover the first two, that is the percentage method and the point method. So let's start. So friends, what we are studying, please get the concept. We are studying that yes, demand will respond to the change in price. But will the demand respond very sharply, or the demand will not respond that sharply? Will not respond that sharply. This is what we are going to measure, and accordingly we have different degrees. But we want to know exactly how much. Is greater than 1, how much? Is it 1.8 or 2 or 5 or 3? Less than 1, is it 0.8, 0.5? Is it 0? Or sorry, is it 0.999? So we want to get an exact value of elasticity. And for that we have got these methods. First, let us take up the first method, that is the percentage method. In the percentage method, we are trying to find out what is the percentage change in quantity demanded. If you are demanding a quantity, talking about any product A, B, C or XYZ, how much is the percentage change in quantity demanded divided by how much is the percentage change in price? Percentage change in price. So we want to know what is the percentage change in demand. As I told you, if price is changing by some percentage, how much is the percentage change in demand we are trying to see. So percentage change in demand in relation to percentage change in price. So we can write it like this. Percentage change in demand means what? Change in demand. Change in demand divided by, what is that? Divided by original demand. Okay, original demand. How much was my original demand? Suppose my original demand was 20 when the price was 10. When the price was 10, my demand was 20. So my original demand is 20. Okay, divided by this whole thing, divided by change in price. Change in price divided by original price. Original price. So friends, let's see again what we are writing. We are writing percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price. What is percentage change in quantity demanded? The numerator. Change in demand divided by original demand divided by what is percentage change in price? Change in price divided by original price. So if I have to rewrite, so change in demand. So change in demand we will write delta Q. How much is the change in quantity demanded? Divided by change original demand. Original demand is Q. So if original demand is Q, so change in demand is represented by delta Q divided by change in price. If the change in price is delta P, then the original price is P. Okay friends, so if you reciprocate it, you get delta Q by Q into P by delta P. Okay, and for simplicity we write delta Q by delta P is into P by Q. So this is the formula for the percentage method of price elasticity of demand, that is change in quantity divided by change in price into original price divided by original quantity. Okay, now friends, please note here, you have to multiply this formula with 100 because it is percentage method. So with 100 and with 100. Okay, so let's take up. So I'll give you one example so that you can understand this. So friends, I have taken up a problem here. As you can see, the price of a commodity increased from rupees 10 to 12. So there is a rise in price. The demand dropped from 100 to 80 quantities. Calculate elasticity, price elasticity under percentage method. So friends, let's write the formula. P by Q into delta Q by delta P into 100. Okay friends, so let's write. What is P? P is the original price. So increase from 10, that means the original price was 10 divided by what was original quantity? 100 into what is the change in quantity? Delta Q is change. So change in quantity is 20. What is my change in price? Change in price is 2. Okay friends. So friends, what is the formula of change in quantity? Change in quantity is the new quantity minus the previous quantity. Q1 minus Q. Okay. So can you see here the quantity was, what is the formula here? Q1 minus Q means what is my new quantity? and in relation to the old quantity. So my new quantity was 80 and what was my old? 100. So don't you think that there is a minus 20 change in the price elasticity? Okay. So now that means price has positively changed. So plus 2, but quantity has negatively changed, means there is a drop in the quantity, so minus 20. Okay. So now friends, let's equate and find out what is the answer. It is 100%. So if you ignore this percentage cancel it, you get minus 1. So what is minus 1? When we interpret the results of price elasticity, we ignore the sign. And I told you when the elasticity is equals to 1, we call unit elasticity, or elasticity is unitary, unit elastic. Okay. So that means this product has a equal responsiveness to change in price. If price increases by 20%, the demand also changes by 20%. Okay. So friends, this is how we interpret the results under percentage method. So friends, let's take the point method. Now how do we do the point method? Okay. So in the point method, the formula for point method is lower segment of the demand curve, divided by upper segment. What does this mean? This means that if you have a demand curve, let's draw a demand curve. Suppose it is like this. M and N is the demand curve. Okay. Then friends, if I have any point in the demand curve, then suppose this is my point, say C. So any point in the demand curve, the elasticity is lower segment, that is Cn, divided by upper segment, Cm. Lower segment means this is point here. So C by N divided by C by M. Lower segment of the demand curve divided by upper segment of the demand curve. Let's see how it is possible. How it is possible that in the point method, price elasticity is lower segment by upper segment. For this, what I will do, let's say the price is OP and the quantity demanded is OQ. Okay. And let's suppose that the price has reduced from OP to OP1. As a result, the demand has increased from OQ to OQ1. And there is a point here B, say, and there is a point here J, say. Okay, friends. So now I have to prove that elasticity at a point is lower segment divided by upper segment. For this, what I will do, I will write the formula of elasticity using the percentage method. What is the percentage method formula? Percentage method formula is P by Q into delta Q divided by delta P. Okay, this is my percentage methods formula. Now what I will do, I will write all the values here. So tell me, what is my P? P is the original price. So my original price was OP. So I will write here OP. What is my original quantity? At this price, my quantity was OQ into. What is my change in quantity? You see, OQ1 is the new quantity. OQ was the old quantity. The change is this much. So I will write Q1 divided by what is my change in price? Change in price. Change in price is original price was OP. New price is OP1. So the change is PP1. So I am writing here PP1. Okay. Now what I will do? Can you see one thing? OP is this much. Can I write OP is equals to QC? Yes, I can write here QC. So I am writing here QC. OQ is this much. Can I not write OQ is equals to PC? So I am writing here PC. QQ1 I can write JB. I am writing JB. And PP1 I am writing CJ. Okay. Now friends, if I write that QC by PC into JB by JC, this is what? This is actually representing this only. Okay, representing this only. So I am writing it as equation 1. Okay. Now what I will do, I will take the case of this triangle and this triangle. Okay, triangle CJB is similar to triangle CQN, triangle CQN. And you know, as per the similar triangles properties, the ratio of their sides are equal. So you can write JB by CJ is equals to QN, this is N friends. So QN divided by this one, CQ or QC. Okay, so what I will write, since JB divided by CJ, JB divided by CJ, JB divided is equals to QN by QC, so I can substitute here, substituting in 1, if I substitute this in equation 1, so what I get, let's write it here, so I get here QC divided by PC is equals to, instead of writing JB by CJ, I will write QN by QC, I write QN by QC. So QC gets cancelled. So what I am left is QN by PC. Okay. Friends, it's not the end. Let's go again. You take this triangle, triangle MPC, and take this triangle CQN. Triangle MPC is also similar to triangle CQN, and as per the similar properties of similar triangle, I can write QN divided by PC. Okay, this base and this base is equals to CN divided by MC. Or you can write CN divided by MC. So you can substitute this here. QN divided by PC comes to CN by MC, which is nothing but equal to, so if this QN by PC becomes CN by MC, CN by MC, CN by MC. So this is the lower segment, divided by upper segment. So this is your lower segment divided by upper segment. So it is proved that elasticity of demand on a point of the demand curve is equal to the measurement of the length of this divided by length of this. So this is proved by the properties of similar triangles and other equations. So friends, I hope this is clear. So we have covered the two important methods of price elasticity, measuring price elasticity. One is the percentage method and this one is the point method. So hope we will meet again in the next video with the other two methods. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.